Right.
Hey guys, Paul from Ashen Phoenix. It is new comic book day for the week of June 2nd. We're going to get started right now. This episode brought to you by shirts. Because who doesn't want a shirt?
Hey guys, it's Tim from Capes and Scowls and Team Ashen in the comic book store, and it is time to talk about trades, because I have a stack of trades in front of me. Let's go. We've got Spider-Woman. This is trade number 2 of the newest run. We read a little of it. Seems fine. We got Sonic the Hedgehog. Bad guys. Bad guys. Sonic has some weird bad guys. You can read about them. Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 2. Yes, Volume 2. It's Al Ewing writing, Nova and characters like that, so that's fun. This isn't new, but it's getting a re-release. It is the Epic Collection of Moon Knight, Volume 1, which is the best. It's just like all 7 million of his appearances before he got his own book, and then like 5 of those issues. It's a lot of appearances, this thick book. Only 5 of them are actual Moon Knight issues. Catwoman Soul Stealer. She steals souls. I don't know what this is about. Harley Quinn, Black, White, and Red. This trend of black and white books that have one color attached, usually red. I was skimming through this. It's pretty cool. But it's a weird trend that's happening. Who knows? Among the Living by Anthrax, the band. I don't know a ton about this, but it's got a crazy amount of people contributed to this. Really big heavy hitters. Brian Azzarello, Gerard and Mikey Way, Derek Robertson, members of Anthrax, Greg Nicotero, J.G. Jones, like Eric Powell, so many people. If you like Anthrax, I like Anthrax. I saw them once. They were awesome. Rick and Morty, Ever After. Rick and Morty enter a world where most grim, a world of fairy tales. If you need more Rick and Morty. Crypto the Super Dog. Now you're talking. This is my speed. This is an all-ages novel, if you couldn't guess. An Unkindness of Ravens. This has that Dan Panosian art, and I loved Slots, which he did. Guy's real fun. He's got the drink and draw thing on YouTube. Check that out when you're done here. Poison Ivy, Thorns. This is a young adult novel. This looked really cool. I like the art, which is by Sarah Kippen. Swords of Cerebus in Hell. I really don't like these issues. I think if you want to check out Cerebus, this is not the way to do it. If you've already checked out Cerebus, then these are going to be a little more in your wheelhouse. But just go read the old Cerebus if you want to read it. Space Jam. Space Jam. Remember the song with Coolio? That song was awesome. Batman, The Adventures Continue. This is the first season, if you will. It's really cool to see characters like Red Hood and Bane and whatnot show up in this where they didn't because they weren't around back then. And finally, Jim Henson's Labyrinth, which that looks like a Frizzen cover, right?
Yeah.
I didn't read this, but I've read a lot of the Henson stuff that they do at Archaea, and it's great. So if you like that, you should like that as well.
This week I liked all my books, and unironically. It wasn't just like, I liked all my books and I have to be nice to it. No, I don't. These were just really good books. And some of them I weren't expecting. Like Crush and Lobo, issue number 1. So it's Pride Month, so this was definitely marked because this is, Crush is one of the Pride characters. It's one of the people that DC is kind of pushing during Pride Month. It's like, hey, we have inclusivity. It's actually a really good story. And one thing I love that DC actually does a really good job about is they don't push the agenda is a bad word for it. They don't push everything to the front. It's just like, hey, this is a character living their life as anybody else does. And I like that. So while Crush is a gay character, the story isn't about her being gay. It's just living her life, and she just happens to be gay. And I wish we had more stories about that. But anyway, Crush's life is just horribly going out. She's trying to be with a girlfriend who she just doesn't feel that she deserves, and just does all the bad things, and then has to come to terms with that relationship kind of imploding, and gets a phone call from her father. Anybody who knows, her father is Lobo. And Lobo has made it a point to kill everyone else that happens to be his is it Caesarean? Is that the word? Caesarean. So he's made it a point to try to kill every other Caesarean, which includes his daughter. And he calls and it's like, hey, I want to make amends. I'm in prison and I'm in a pretty good therapy place. Let's go make it a thing. And I don't think that's true. I'm pretty sure it's just a plot to try to get her close enough to try to kill her again. So this could be a really fun book. It's an 8-issue mini, and I'm in.
All right, I'm about to do my first book, but a little editing note. Paul pointed out Bane was in the animated series, and I should have known that. My brain had a brain fart. I was thinking Deathstroke, but I said Bane. I did that. I own it. That was my bad. Now I want to watch the animated series.
It was so good.
It was very good. First book, Everfrost from Black Mask. This is a very world-buildy kind of book. This is sci-fi fantasy kind of mixed together. There is some craziness that happens in this. This is not going to be for everybody, but if you like really deep sci-fi and you want to really have that world building where you don't understand what's really going on and you just want to see what's happening, it seems like there's a race of people. There's a bunch of races, but this is a race of people that are on this planet. The planet, which maybe was ours, I'm not even sure, was devastated by a being crash landing on Earth, a large being. Its skull is still halfway hanging out of the ground. The woman on the cover, her and her monkey friend, the monkey's great, by the way. I don't know if he's technically a monkey, but they're like murdering a species to do experiments on them because they want to figure out a way to save everybody and make the world better by just like torturing this. It was wild, high concept stuff, and it talks about, oh man, this thing's just wild. Really, like I'm not gonna do it any justice. There's so much going on here, but the art's cool. There's a lot of weird critters. It's like Star Wars in that respect. There is all kinds of craziness going on in here. If you want something a little different, you want to turn your brain on a little more than you usually do, this one.
Next up, almost my pick of the week, because I just love this book so much. It's Nocturia, issue number 4. As we get closer to finding out what is going on between Sundog and her brother, things just really go downhill. We kind of get to one of the big areas, and it's rough. They get to their location. Is it what they're expecting? If you've been reading the book, you kind of figure out where that is. And all hope is kind of lost until something changes. This is a really good... This book has been high octane from the start. This is what nonstop Spider-Man wishes it could be. Like, real, like, great action without being annoying and irritating. Like, that's what this is. And I really can't wait to see what happens in the next issue, because that should feel like the end of the arc. Or this might be the end of the arc. I don't know. But I'm really excited to see what the next issue is. Not my pick of the week, because one book was just that much better.
All right, it's time for my next book. This one was really good. It just wasn't my pick. It is Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters. This is the actual start of it, I guess. There was a bunch of prelude issues. You may remember we talked about the other book. Boba Fett, he's bringing Han Solo to Jabba, and Han Solo gets taken from him. And now he's pissed off and he's trying to figure it out, but he doesn't have a lead, so this is him tracking down that lead. You do end up seeing a lot of the other bounty hunter characters already in this. I have a feeling you'll be seeing a lot more. But this is Boba Fett trying to get a lead while everyone is trying to murder him. Really fun book, really good Star Wars stuff. I had to look a couple things up because I love Star Wars, but I am not that deep into Star Wars, and I haven't like watched everything ever. There's some cool stuff at play here, so... if you're like me and you get confused, just look it up. It's not that bad. And I was really impressed with some of the references and things that are not necessarily touched on here, linking some things that maybe came earlier, came later, and just kind of just the amount of world building that they're doing with the Star Wars comics in relation to the movies, the shows, the animation, everything. It's so good how they tie it all back together. So definitely check this out. This is definitely one of the stronger Star Wars stories, because I dive in and out of Star Wars as we do these books. This is super good. Check it out.
What is my pick of the week? It is DC Horror, The Conjuring The Lover, issue number 1. This was an amazing book. If you love the Conjuring series, this feels exactly within that universe. You have a sacrifice, and you don't understand what that sacrifice is about until you get towards the book, but you don't understand why that is happening, and then you follow this story about this girl coming back to college in the 80s. So it feels like it's like this is from the pages of the Warrens' book, and she is being haunted and chased by this demonic figure. If you know The Conjuring, you know the classic jump scare of the hands coming out of nowhere and clapping. You have things like that, and these elements that really do pull from that series that make you just absolutely love this book. And then there's a secondary story, which I hope that they do with everything with this. You have one continuing storyline, and then you have one ghost story that is a self-contained ghost story. And oh my God, I love this book. Probably going to be added to my pull bin because it's that good. But if you really want some good horror, DC actually did it right. You should definitely grab this.
All right, Paul, it's time for my pick of the week. You know what it is.
I have no idea what it is.
But I showed you.
Did you?
Yeah. When I said I have to read this because I'm going to love it.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that like you actually picked it up.
I did.
Oh, okay.
It's The Worst Dudes.
You always do this to me every week.
I know. I don't know why. It's just fun. They love it. I don't know if they love it. I love it. The Worst Dudes from Dark Horse. The Worst Dudes is written by Aubrey Sitterson. I love Aubrey Sitterson. He did the history of the pro wrestling. Oh man, history of the pro wrestling history encyclopedia. He did a thing about wrestling. Guy loves wrestling, and he also did. He just had a couple Kickstarters go as well. Beef Bros and a couple other things I'm sure you'll see in all the stores at some point. But
Super Saiyan book.
Yes, no one
left to fight. No one left to fight. Yes.
Paul, you're ruining this.
I'm sorry.
I was trying to do a thing. No one left to fight. I like that it was within arm's reach. No one left to fight. All right, if we're going to screw up the entire bit, Paul, we might as well plug the guy's stuff, right?
I know. And you did not, that wasn't planned. It just happened to be there.
It was in the front right there. All right, we'll just do one of these now. So yeah, just buy all this guy's stuff. But this book's pretty cool. It is about a weird amount of characters. They're just strange guys. You got your prince kind of character who looks very fantasy-esque. You have this big pink tiger guy. He's pretty fun. And then your cowboy outlaw shooty guy. They're on a mission from the queen. They are trying to bring back the king's daughter, who was, she doesn't like her because it's not her daughter, it's his daughter. So there's a lot of things going on here, but this is definitely not going to be for everybody. There is drug references. There's not a lot of nudity, but there's a lot of obscene humor. The whole dick and fart joke kind of stuff. Especially once the tiger shows up. They're trying to just get a lead, and it leads them to some crazy zaniness. And just trust me, if you just want to laugh and just have a good time with some cool sci-fi, and the art is amazing. The art is super good. That's Tony Gregory. And just look at this seal. That's page 1. Don't you want to know what happens to the seal? Do you want to know what happens to the seal?
Yeah.
You do. So check out this book. It is fun. I'm not doing it enough justice. It's by the guy who didn't know enough to fight. Paul, you threw me off my game right away. Whatever, I'm done.
I'm sorry.
I'm done. I've had enough. Whatever, bye. All right, guys, that is it. Thank you for checking us out, watching us. We're tired. We stumbled through this one. I'm sorry. Paul's very tired. I think it's rubbing off on me. So, yeah, that's it. If you want to, we got cool things coming up soon. We can't really tell you about it. There's some cool things coming. You'll enjoy it. You're going to love it. That'll be good. Right, Paul?
Tim does TikToks now.
I did one. It was fun. I did one. But yeah, things like that. Stop trying to piss me off, Paul.
Capes and Scowls podcast.
And,
I've been throwing him off his game all day. I didn't mean to do it.
I'm trying not to,
Yell at me?
Yell at you, call you names, curse at you, get the video blocked and taken down because I'm so incredibly angry at you. Leave a comment below on some nice things I should say to Paul in this situation. And then, like, follow, subscribe, crap, whatever. Hey, have a good one. Go buy your books, all right? We told you what's good.